I think we have finally seen just how controlling and jealous Titus really is. And the thing is, Monique has been trying her best on like social media to try to convince people, guys, just give Titus a chance. He's a really good guy, I promise. But I don't know, after these last few episodes, I'm not really feeling Titus too much. I guess Monique, she's not even allowed to hang out with any of her female friends. I could see if you don't want her hanging out with like any of her guy friends, but not letting her see any of her female friends. Like, you think she's gonna go sleep with her female friends? Like, what is really going on? I guess he must have some past trauma of one of his ex-girlfriends sleeping with some other girl or something. But that's just like next level to me. But the thing is, Monique is allowing this to happen. She's let this man run shit and has her on a tight leash from behind the prison walls. And I'm pretty sure, like, I'm sorry, in my opinion, this last episode with Monique was giving scripted. But if it wasn't, then I think what the deal with Monique is the fact, I think, because she reminds me a lot of how I used to be once upon a time. I think she thinks like Titus being controlling and putting all these restrictions on her is him like showing how much he cares and values her. Like, she's getting that controlling behavior mixed up with affection, when in reality it's just a red flag. I used to always want to be with crazy people because I felt like if they didn't act crazy about me, then they didn't give a damn about me. And I kind of feel like that's how Monique is. She's seeking out Titus, who's super controlling, and she thinks it's cute when it's not, because she thinks that's just him really showing how much he gives a damn about her and how much he wants her to herself. But that is scary because it seems like he's just trying to isolate her from everyone. He's got her in a whole nother state away from her friends and family, all while he's still locked up and still hasn't met the girl. And so she ends up having one of her friends pick her up because she's got to get a couch. Her house is empty and she needs to have like at least something to sit on. So her friend picks her up. She has one friend at least that's local, but she can't let Titus know about her or Titus might lose his shit. So she has to go hang out with this girl without Titus's knowledge. She picks up Monique in this box truck and they go to this furniture store. They look for couches and Monique found herself a couch. I feel like she overpaid for that couch. She paid like $3,000 for that couch. That was an expensive couch, but she needs it because her house is empty as hell, and I guess she's planning on staying there long term now, because in the past she was saying she wasn't going to get furniture yet because she was still going back and forth on whether or not she wanted to stay. But she gets the couch, and next thing you know, Titus calls and he's like, what are you doing, baby? She's like, I'm getting this couch. And he's like, oh, well, how are you going to move this couch? I know your ass ain't about to move that couch by yourself. And she's like, oh, well, I don't know. I might have to figure it out. And Titus knows better. He's like, come on, like, unless she's getting delivery. If that was Monique, I would have just been like, okay, I bought the couch and now the delivery guys, I'm going to pay them and they're going to deliver it to my house. That would have been a perfect excuse. But no, she had to tell him that she didn't know what was going to happen. Then she gets off the phone with him. She gets the couch. They take the couch back to the house, and Monique was like, yeah, I really got to figure out how I'm going to get this couch out, though. And I guess her boyfriend, was able to come over, and shout out to him. He was able to get the couch inside. Otherwise, they would have been screwed. But while he was moving the couch in, Titus happens to call Monique, and Monique answers, and Monique was like, yeah, I'm getting the couch moved in. And Titus was like, well, who's moving it in? Because I know you're not. And she's like, well, you know, my friend had her man come over here. Titus was pissed. And he's like, look, I just talked to you 30 minutes ago. So why didn't you tell me then what the plan was? You should have gave me a play-by-play of what was going on instead of just playing stupid. And Monique was like, no, I just found this out. And he's like, nope, stop playing with me. And he said that he just doesn't want Monique hanging out with friends because he doesn't know how friendly they really are. And basically, he's behind four walls locked up. So he wants Monique to pretty much live like that too and not have any sort of life. So after Monique gets the couch moved in, she, fast forward, I guess it's like a few days later or the next day, she's getting ready to go see Titus. So we're gonna see her finally see Titus in the season finale. But it just sucks because I hate these visits because they can never bring the cameras with them. I wish they would just like try to get a hot mic and sneak a microphone in on Monique or something, but I'm sure she doesn't want a chance losing her visit in case like a CEO finds that on her and she's not supposed to have it and just ruins the visit altogether. But Monique's freaking out because she doesn't know what Titus is going to be attracted to her. So basically she admitted what a lot of us has been thinking is the reason that she's been putting off seeing him is because she has insecurities. And if I was her, if I'm going to date a dude in prison, especially if I'm going to move to another state for this guy, I'm going to first of all meet him before I move, but I would want to meet him as soon as possible so we can just get it out the way and figure out if we're compatible or not, because why waste 2 years when you don't even know if it's going to work in person, because face to face in person and over the phone is two completely different ball games, and Monique is realizing that. So she's trying to make sure she's got the perfect bra so the girls are sitting, and she is going to go see Titus, and I hope she really sees him. I saw the episode description for next week's episode and they say that she meets up with Titus, so hopefully that happens, because I was scared like we were just gonna see her pull up and then something's gonna happen and she's gonna make some kind of excuse or fall again. I'm not saying the first fall was fake, but to have another fall or have something happen to try to put off the visit again. But it's time to bite the bullet and face the music and figure out if this is going to work or not. But she's got to do something about Titus being so damn controlling, man. That is not cool. And that's scary. If he's this controlling from prison, how is he going to be when he gets out? Because typically when guys are like that from behind bars, it typically gets a lot worse when they finally get out. And when guys are usually trying to isolate you from your friends and family, it's because, I mean, he hasn't isolated her from her family yet, but it's usually because they know they're about to be on some F shit. So they know that you're probably gonna be wanting to vent and talk to somebody about all the crazy stuff that they're probably about to do to you, and they don't want someone in their corner to be like a voice of reason, to be like, girl, no, that is not healthy, he is controlling, you need to leave his ass. And Monique spoke out on social media and she addressed Titus and him getting all upset about that guy helping her move her couch. She said tonight's episode is the perfect example of a grown man throwing a temper tantrum anytime I have an interaction with a male or female. I need help bringing my furniture in. This was so unnecessary. All he had to do was tell Cuzzo Jamal to come over to help. You know, he should have. When she said, oh, I need to figure out how to get this couch in, he should have been like, okay, let me call my family, because you know that girl don't have nobody out there. He's just now finding out, I think, about this friend that Monique had out there. Like, he seems like the type, like, if you have a toilet that gets clogged up and if your toilet goes out, he's not going to let no man come over to fix the plumbing just because he's a guy. Unless you find, like, a girl plumber, then you're just shit out of luck. And I'm sure he's not going to try to do anything to try to fix it himself. And then Monique shared not Monique shared, but somebody commented under her post and said, Mo, you my girl, but you know the red flags are there. If he want to run-ish, he can't be in the slammer. I agree with Kathy Wilson. See what the cousin's talking about. And Monique said, I be telling him that. That's why I stopped listening. Get him out of prison first, and then you can have some order around this house. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.